Hello folks, this is Sully here with a preview video for the wildcard game, or more specifically the first wildcard game of Civ4 AI Survivors Season number 8. Yes, we actually had so many leaders make the wildcard game, we had to split it into 2 games. We had 13 leaders, and I thought that was just way too many to do in one game. So we have 6 of them randomly drawn into game 1, and the other 7 drawn into game 2. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the map here. Put it in debug mode as always. All right, so here is our map. It is a fairly small map. Some of these maps are larger than others. This one rolled on the small side, but I was reasonably happy with how this came out. In this game, we have no seeded leaders. There's no pool 1, no pool 2. These are all leaders that did not come in first or second place in the opening round, but also did not get eliminated. So this is like their last chance. And because we have 2 wildcard games instead of the top 2 seeds, first and second place advancing, only the winner from this game will advance to the playoffs, and we'll take the winner from this game and the winner of the other wildcard game, and those will take the last 2 spots for our playoffs. All right, let's go around and cover the leaders in this game. First up, we have Ashoka of India. I've described him before as being Gandhi light. He basically tries to play the same game plan as Gandhi, but he doesn't do it as well. His traits are probably not as good. Spiritual organized. Organized is not amazing for AI Survivor. Gandhi has spiritual philosophical. Philosophical is not a great trait either. However, Gandhi's single-mindedly pursuit of culture also often causes him to do relatively well in these games. Ashoka just seems to be a little bit more passive. That said, he's going to have pretty good odds to found a religion. He should found one of the initial religions because he's the only leader who starts with mysticism in this game. And then if he can use his religion effectively, maybe he'll be able to snowball from there. Most of the leaders in this field are relatively peaceful just due to how this game is shaken out. They're either high to middle on the peace weight scale. Now, the one exception to that is the leader right here, Catherine of Russia. Creative imperialistic traits. Catherine is a leader who definitely is at the bottom of the peace weight scale. She has a fairly high aggression rating, not quite as high as the true nutballs like Montezuma or Ragnar, but still fairly high. She has arguably the best traits in the game for expanding with creative imperialistic. She does sometimes struggle to manage her economy, and she often sometimes picks a few too many wars. She is an odd fit for this game because, as I said, most of the other leaders are pretty peaceful in this game. If she's going to win, she probably has to snowball over somebody. So if you're picking her, you're expecting her to do that to some extent, whether that's Ashoka over here, Pericles over here. I don't think she can outbuild the rest of the field and win from this position. All right. Other leaders we have up here in the north central starting position, we have Hatshepsut of Egypt. She is the only leader in AI Survivor history who has never scored a point in any of our competitions, although she has done quite well in some of the alternate histories, including this year. She was pretty strong in the alternate histories, if not the top scoring leader. I replayed the map, replayed her opening round game 20 times, and she won 6 of those 20 times. So she had something like 1/3 odds, maybe a little bit less than that to win the game. But she also missed a second place finish on the final turn of the game when Pakal jumped her and scored by 4 points. So she has not scored a top 2 finish, has never scored a kill, but she's been pretty close. She's probably been a little bit unlucky. That said, she is a very peaceful leader. She is not good at fighting. She actually manages the econ side of the game pretty well, but she is abysmally bad when it comes to combat. She just tries to sign peace treaties. She doesn't build enough units. She doesn't research military techs. She's not good at fighting. That said, she is going to have some tools here. She's going to have horses for Egypt's unique unit. She's going to have marble to build wonders. If she can avoid getting attacked, she might be reasonably strong in this game. Okay, her neighbor to the west, João of Portugal. I think I'm getting better at pronouncing that. He, along with Catherine, is the other leader who arguably has some of the best traits for expanding in the game, expansive, imperialistic. I would say the AI does not make particularly good use of expansive trait the way a human player can, but again, this is a go, go, go Civ. Get cities out on the map, expand, and then go from there. Not a lot of staying power. All of the power of this combination is in the early game. Doesn't scale that well into the late game. He has just been kind of mediocre in this competition so far. I mean, I've said this before, but most of his various AI scores are just kind of in the middle. They're not great. They're not terrible. He doesn't really lean in any particular direction. He was a fairly popular pick to win in his opening round game, but he just kind of stalled out and did nothing. There was some thinking that maybe he bugged out, But I don't think that that was the case. I think that he just overwhelmed his economy with too many unit builds, and he just kind of stalled out. So that's kind of the problem. He's got these great traits for expanding, but oftentimes he can't expand because he doesn't have the econ to back it up, and the AI will not plunge itself into debt. Like, AI will not keep expanding to the point where they're losing money at 0% science. So his traits often just kind of get wasted in a lot of these games. I will be curious to see who gets this, like River Valley here, whether it's Joao or whether it's Ashoka, because there's some pretty nice land here. So we'll see who can get there first. All right, remaining 2 leaders in this game. We next have Pericles of Greece. He is the peaceful of the 2 Greek leaders. Likes to go for culture. He has very, very peaceful traits, philosophical, creative. These are not fighting traits, to say the least. He likes to chase after wonders. He likes to go for anything cultural related. There's a decent chance he'll found one of the religions. Ashoka's going to get one. Then it's going to be a real race between Hatshepsut, Pericles, and Zara, because they all like to found religions. One of them will get the other early religion. Be curious to see who that is. He does have the coastal start, and Greece does start with fishing tech, so you can see he's already working on the workboat there. And he's probably has the most isolated start down here in the corner. So on the one hand, that means he might be able to dodge aggression. But on the other hand, it might mean that he gets boxed in on few cities. So he's another leader who just wants to sit back, use that marble to build wonders, and get left alone. All right, and then finally, last leader, Zara Yakob up here, the only Ethiopian leader in Civilization 4, creative, organized traits, reasonably good at land grabbing, kind of infamous in our competition for getting killed by Alexander, which has happened, I think, 3 different times over the years. He did not get killed by Alex in his opening round game, but he wasn't terribly impressive in that game either. He is another leader who is a deceptively high chance to found a religion. He really likes cultural stuff as well, but he's a little bit more militaristic than some of these leaders. He's like middle of the pack, whereas like Pericles, Hatshepsut, and Ashoka are like at the bottom of the aggression rating. He's more middling in that regard. So we'll see if he's able to get his religion or not. It's kind of interesting that there's like this mountain range here that's a natural barrier between Hatshepsut and Zara. But where all these leaders expand is going to be really important because, as we said, it is a tight map. There's not a lot of space on this map. So the expansion phase is going to be over relatively fast. On that note, we also run the wildcard games with Raging Barbarians. So if that factors into your thoughts, that's going to affect things too. The first 50 turns is going to be pretty wild, and some of these leaders may be better able to handle the Raging Barbs than others. Like the fact that Hattie has horses here might help her if she gets early war chariots. That's assuming she actually researches animal husbandry, so who knows. All right, this is something we've never done before. We've never run 2 wildcard games, but we are going to run them basically the same as everything else. We're still going to do our picking contest. We're still going to treat everything the same, except that, like I said, only the winner will move on instead of the top 2. But there will be a link to the picking contest underneath this video, so go check that out. This game will take place 2 weeks from when I'm recording this, 2 weeks. So that will be on August the 16th of 2024 at our normal noon Eastern starting time, August the 16th. So hopefully we will see you there for wildcard game number 1 of 2, in 2 weeks from now. Until then, have a great week, folks, and I will see you for wildcard game number 1.